These are 5 enormously important things to know about pensions, and unfortunately, few of us do. So whether you're 5 months from retirement, 5 years, or 25 years, it's important we all know how the rules can change with pensions that we're planning on being able to count on. Okay, this is from an article from the Pension Rights Center, and they are a national nonprofit, nonpartisan consumer organization that protects and promotes the retirement security of workers, retirees, and their families. I tried to find something as unbiased as possible, and this is a report called Changes to Retirement Plans. And the first one is employers are allowed to de-risk their pension plan. Now, what does that mean? That means that they can assign the obligation, the liability of pension plans to other people, other organizations, for instance, an insurance company, or they're allowed to offer a lump sum in place of that pension obligation. And what's important to know is here in the United States, there's something called the PBGC, the Pension Benefit Guaranty Corporation. And it is a U.S. organization designed to provide insurance and to take over in case pensions fail. But if an employer decides to de-risk the pension, the recipients are going to lose that insurance protection provided by the PBGC. And then with a lump sum, one of the negatives with a lump sum is you and I then have to decide how are we going to invest this money to get that promised monthly return. So that's rule number one. Number two that I want you to know about is, according to this article, companies are allowed to stop their retirement plans at any time. Now that can sound more shocking than it actually is. So let's dig into this. Employers and plan trustees are permitted to stop their plans at any time if they follow certain procedures. The PBGC insures pension plans to make sure that employees and retirees participating in the plan receive what they're owed, and there's limits that are different for single employer and multi-employer plans. So it's important that we know about pensions. Now, I am not a pension expert. I want to put this stuff on your radar screen, and you can look up this article yourself as well to learn more. It's the Pensions Rights Center, and the article is Changes to Retirement Plans. Okay, let's jump into number 3. Number 3 is companies are allowed to freeze their pension plans. Employers are entitled to freeze their pension plans, and what this means is that some or all of the employees covered by the plan stop earning additional benefits. However, they cannot lose the benefits they have earned up until the date of the freeze. Okay, the next one I want to talk about is that companies are allowed to change the plan rules for the future. Now, this sounds scary, and it can be scary. Before we get into there, though, I want to share that just like with our pensions, it's important that we make good decisions when it comes to other benefits that we've earned. And one of the big benefits that many of us have earned is the right to Medicare once we turn 65. And making good choices when it comes to Medicare is really important. And it's why I'm glad to partner on this video with Chapter. Chapter is a Medicare advisor that has a lot of expertise, and they bring that expertise to the consumer working with them. What we all want is an advisor, an expert that knows Medicare that can help us both initially when we make that choice, but then each year afterwards to make sure that we're on the right plan. We want that expertise to work for us. And that's why I'm proud to partner with Chapter, because I've gotten feedback from viewers like this comment here. This is somebody that called Chapter and worked with them. Chapter, pleasantly surprised. I called thinking they would just try to push hard on some Advantage plan. The guy did not. He actually said that original Medicare and a supplement were the best choices. Not sure how he, Chapter, makes any money off that advice, but their street cred sure goes up with me because I didn't get the expected car sales guy type pitch. And that's why I'm partnering with Chapters. I don't want you to get a car salesperson pitch. I want you to work with an expert that has your best interest in mind. They listen first, find out what your situation is, and then give you the counsel, give you the advice that's best for you. Thank you, Chapter, for sponsoring this video. Okay, before we talked about Chapter, I was mentioning that companies can change their plan rules for the future. If this sounds scary, it sounds scary to me as well. Let's find out more about this. And the article says employers are generally free to change retirement plan rules for the future as long as most of the benefits that are earned prior to the change are protected, as long as those benefits are protected. Retirement benefits that are not protected as of the date of the plan rule changes include disability benefits if the employee is not receiving the benefits at the date of the rule change, lump sum payments if the employee has not qualified for the payment as of the date of the rule change. That can be a big one. If you're planning on getting a lump sum payment in addition to your pension, that could have a big negative impact. And then also most cost of living adjustments, which can also be a big one because over time, inflation really degrades the value of a pension. Okay, here's number 5. And stick with me here because I'm going to tell you more about the Pension Benefit Guaranty Corporation in a minute, which is the backstop for pensions, and we need to know that. But first, let's talk about number 5. Certain financially troubled plans can change their rules to reduce promised benefits. Okay, before we jump into it, I just want to share that I'm not a pension expert, remind you again, and I encourage you to work with an attorney, to work with a benefits expert if you have a pension and you have questions, and you can also look up this article yourself. Okay, so what does it say about certain financially troubled plans and how they can change their promised benefits? Plans in which a group of employees contribute to a plan negotiated with the union, which is known as multi-employer plans, are permitted to eliminate special early retirement benefits, special survivor benefits, disability benefits, and lump sums for workers who are not retired as of the date that the plan sends out these notices. And some of these changes have to be approved by the Treasury Department. And if the Treasury Department does not approve the benefit cut application and the plan runs out of money to pay benefits in the current year, benefits will automatically be reduced to very low levels guaranteed by the Federal Pension Insurance Program, the Pension Benefit Guaranty Corp. We're going to learn about this in a minute, but first I want to just talk about the importance to have a plan, a financial plan together, and to have scenarios in there. What if scenarios? What happens if your pension gets reduced? What happens if inflation is higher than we think? What happens if Social Security gets cut? And to have these different scenario plans. And the software for people like you and I that I think is great for this is called Bolden. Used to be called New Retirement. And not only do they do this scenario planning, but they're great for just different scenario plans. You can reach Bolden at this QR code here. I am an affiliate. If you use this code, you'll be supporting the channel. Okay, let's keep going. Let's learn about the Pension Benefit Guaranty Corporation that is a U.S. government agency. And these are the monthly guarantee tables. These are the maximum guarantees in these tables. And they only apply to single employer pension plans whose benefits PBGC pays as a trustee. So there's a whole lot of caveats here. We'll scroll through this slowly on the screen, but it's based on what your age is. It shows a straight life annuity and the joint and 50% survival annuity. Importantly, this is the maximum that they'll pay. So likely most people get quite a bit less than this. If you enjoyed this video, this is the next video of mine that I think you'll enjoy watching, which talks about why waiting to age 65 to retire might be a big mistake. Thanks for watching this one. Bye-bye.